All right, I think I may have it. See if we can get all this figured out. What do you think? Working on it. Bet I didn't turn the sound off. Look at there. Getting better. All right. See if we can do a live video today. What do you think? Got some cool stuff to do. I've already done a license plate this morning. Well, I had an idea after I'd done the one license plate. I thought, you know what? I haven't done one of those on live video yet. Erica, hey, how's it going? So I had an idea. Show you guys. This is one of my license plates. This is a metal license plate. Good quality. I don't buy the cheap plastic ones. I wouldn't want to see how bad those hold up. So guys, what I was going to do was do a little how-to, like on preparation and how to get this license plate prepared to airbrush, and also show you basically any metal that you're going to work on. It doesn't have to be a license plate. It could be a metal panel, could be a car, or anything else. Misty, how's it going? Good to see you. Now, I know that a lot of you guys are expecting me later to do a video on YouTube, and that's coming. That's at 7 o'clock. Right now it's currently 1 o'clock, so I'm going to do this for now. And I've still got the drawing scheduled for later. There's Tabitha, how's it going? But yeah, this has nothing to do with the drawing itself for later. That will be in a few hours. But until then, thought I'd show you what I was doing, let you check some cool stuff out. If you had any questions. Hello, Stephanie. Hey, there's Ricky. What's going on, buddy? If you can notice, if you can hear it, it's very windy today. It got a little warmer today, which is something I'm also going to talk about on the preparation part of this. I'm sure any of you noticed when you've got something metal, when it's cold outside, it gets cold, right? It makes sense. When it's warm, it gets warm, okay? Well, everything I'm going to teach you and show you and that you hear, this is from my experience. This isn't me telling you how it has to be. This is just me telling you how I do it. And I like whatever I'm working on to be right around as close to 70 degrees as I can get it, you know, at least. So like this license plate, if I just come out here early in the morning and it's been very cold at night, I would not start spraying on this yet. I'm gonna let it warm up, even if I need to pick it up and warm it up by the stove or something. I want to make sure that it's warmed up. Okay, get it up to what a lot of people will call room temperature before you do anything to it. I'm sure a lot of you guys, I see a lot of names in here that are good friends and people I talk to. It's like spring by me. Well, it's kind of like spring here too. It sounds like it. I mean, it's warm and windy. You're waiting for like a thunderstorm to come by or something. But I'm sure a lot of you guys have noticed Facebook hasn't been too kind to me the last couple days. The only thing I can figure is because I'm promoting either a YouTube live, maybe that's why they're kind of restricting a lot of my posts. If you guys see my post, you need to share it and comment on it in order for me to keep reaching people with my work. It's entirely up to you. I will post it. I will continue to do artwork. airbrush for you guys, and I will continue to do the best I can. And then I'm depending on you to help me out with that. Your comments help boost my post. When you share it, that helps others to see it. So guys, I'm dependent on you. Hello Pam, how are you doing today? Okay, so the license plates that I buy, they come with a nice thin layer of protective plastic on them, which I'll show you as long as I can get my fingernail to grab a hold of some of it. I'm really glad they do this. Keeps them from getting scratched. But we buy these like 25 at a time. And they sit around the shop for a little bit before I use them. So I'm glad I don't have to worry about overspray getting on them and things. You know, I gotta watch overspray. Ain't that right, Ricky? That's why your hood's back here. It's right there, Rick. Got it covered up. You just want to get a corner started. Lisa, she's awesome. There's Will Moyer. How's it going, buddy? Hope you're feeling better. All right, well, here's the plastic. Let me get a little closer to the camera for you. See the plastic film that's on there? Funny story, when I first started airbrushing and kind of practicing and goofing off on some of these, I bought some. Don't airbrush them while you still have the plastic on. Now ask me how I know. Howdy. Hey, there's Julie. Carolyn. All right. Plastic's gone. No mistakes there. Make sure you throw it in a receptacle somewhere appropriate. You didn't see that. Okay. So now I have a nice shiny plate. What I'm going to do, this is a personal preference of mine, is I make sure that I don't touch it. The oils and stuff off your skin will stick on it. You will see that unless you thoroughly clean like crazy. So what I'm going to do is, you don't want to just paint on this, okay? It's not ready, in my opinion. Here's what I use. I use these on lots of stuff. On my bigger projects, I'll use brand new ones. On projects like these, it's okay to use a used one. I'll leave a couple around off other projects so that I can use it for little stuff like this. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scuff this up, okay? It's not hard to do. Let's see if I can show you on camera. Normally I wouldn't scuff this up over here by my laptop and by my airbrushes and get dust everywhere, but there's not going to be a whole lot just doing license plates. But what you're wanting is to get etching, scratches basically, all over it consistently, okay? You can't just scratch it a little bit and be done. You want it consistent. You want to take it down to at least 1,000 grit for everything to hold. Now, let's see if you can see this in video. Can you see the difference between the top and the bottom? What'd that take? 30 seconds? Huge difference. Paint will stick to this. It will stick for a very long time now. Where if you painted the bottom, you might get it to stick where you think it looks good, but a month down the road it may peel right off. Nobody wants that. Or when you clear coat it and seal it, it may peel off then and you're trying to figure out why. So all I'm going to do is finish the other side of that. These are what I call Scotch Brite pads. I could be incorrect on that terminology. They're the equivalent of 600 or 800 grit sandpaper. Being since it's a used one, it's actually a little bit milder than that, and that's okay, because as long as you're within 1,000 grit or something, you just want to be consistent. Hear that wind going crazy? Might see Dorothy or something here in a little bit. Wax on, wax off, Will Moyer. That's right. We're getting a waxing competition. No, we don't like wax. Wax and airbrush work does not go good together. I just realized I don't have everything I need within arm's reach. That's okay. Y'all won't mind if I have to go off camera for a minute. Okay. Again, I'm trying not to grab the front of this. I have a bad habit of wiping these on my shirt. You don't have to do that. You can get a rag. What I'm doing here is just taking off the big dust particles that could be on it. Okay. You can take a wax and grease remover and go over this. I do have some rubbing alcohol will work as well to help clean it. I have a couple different Prep-All. They're cleaning chemicals that you use to clean stuff right before you paint. Once you've cleaned this, you've seen me etch it. Once you've cleaned it really well, let it dry. The reason you want to clean it with that stuff is to get any of your fingerprints or any other oils, maybe from manufacturing when they made it, could be there. You don't want to find out later that that's what happened. But guys, just scuff it up really good. Make sure it's up to room temperature. Clean it really good and let that dry. Let it air dry for a few minutes, okay? So that you're not having to worry about them chemicals. Now what I've done, since I knew I was going to make this video, I've got one already cleaned. And it's already painted black. And what I mean by that is, I know the license plate was already black. But it wasn't my black. Okay? So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. This is the license plate you just watched me scuff up. Okay? I'm going to take my black . Now, can you see the difference between my black and the black of the license plate? Maybe it doesn't seem very much, but there is a difference. So that black versus my black, because that's so different, and I want to make sure it's my black. And the reason is so that you can go back, and you've probably seen me do it before. When you get an image on there, you can take your black, you can go around it, and you can tighten it up and make it look better and take care of the overspray and everything you want to do without making black lines all over the place, because you've already made the background your black. Does that make sense? I'm trying to help make as much sense as possible in my terminology. There's probably people out there that can do it better and has different ways of saying it. But I want the background of anything I'm starting with to be a color I can work with. If you were going to do it white, if you wanted to do this side, that's okay too. That's why I buy them like this, so that I have the option. Because I'm cool like that. Sounded good. Alright, so if you've got your color, if you were going to do white, you would take your white paint and go over that as well. Okay? Pam says the sun's shining here. We give a little bit of sunshine every now and then. I'm going to go ahead and cover this license plate with my black paint. Just kind of stay consistent so you don't get any sharp lines or anything. You want to let that dry before you carry on. I'm just going to set it to the side since I've already got one done for you guys. This one's dry and has been for a little while. What's going on, Ronald? Some Samantha, I can't wait until I can order from you. I would love to get something for each of my kids with their names and then something they like with it. Not sure what, but I'm not sure what I want, but soon I will definitely order from you. Well, Samantha, I look forward to that. Do you have any tips for someone who's never used Createx before? Derek, my biggest tip would be to make sure that you get some good reducer with it. The reducer I use is a 4012. I think it's a good idea to get a reducer that is the same company as the paint you're using, because it only makes sense that they've adapted and made it to marry up good with their products. So I wouldn't want to buy an off-brand reducer or something. So I use Createx and Wicked Paint, and I'll use Createx and Wicked Reducer. 4012's a good one. 4011's a good one. There's a few others out there that you might have luck with, but I would start with I use 4012 for everything. Hot, cold, humid, whatever. To me, it's just the best all around. That could change in 6 months. They come out with new products all the time. So, how many of you guys are going to come to my live on YouTube at 7 o'clock? That's going to be awesome. I plan on having Beth and the kids out here. They're going to be involved in the free drawing. Deborah says she got snow last night. Oh, man. 4012, Arnold. That's correct. 4012. Good reducer. Good reducer. Have I done anything with a semi-truck? I haven't done anything on a semi-truck yet. Granted, I can't fit a semi in my shop, but during the summer I can go somewhere and do it. Make sure all the dust is off of there. Now I'm going to figure out what I want to airbrush on here. This gets the hard part for me, because I like to sometimes have a reference picture right here. And I got you guys right here instead. So I might be flipping back and forth. Let me just make sure I can safely do that. Oh, what a little bitty picture. Let's see if we can fix that. Yep. My 13-year-old teaches me how to do all this stuff, by the way. He is my IT guy. You'll find that out later tonight. He'll be here. I plan on having Beth and both boys out here with me for the free drawing. If there's anybody on here that doesn't know about the free drawing, if you're watching this at a later date, maybe after it's downloaded, and I'm sorry you missed out. But I'm Eastern Standard Time, Deborah. Right now it is 1:22, if that's helpful. All right. I hope that was helpful. I will be doing it at 7 o'clock tonight. If you have not seen it or entered into my drawing yet, please go to my YouTube channel and watch the trike tribute, okay? But there is a video there that says, free airbrush work. Go on there. All you got to do is comment on that video between now and probably 6 o'clock, and I will get you entered, okay? Ronald says it would be the biggest piece of art ever for you, a truck. Maybe. Did you know I did a 40-foot banner? Have you seen that? So I guess it depends. Deborah says it'll be 6 o'clock for her. Okay, that's awesome. There is actually a notification bell that you can click on my YouTube, and it'll also help you out. All right. Can't wait for the 7 o'clock show. I'm excited for it. I really am. I want to be able to do more of this, but I want to focus on you guys. That's what the 7 o'clock show is about. Bring me some questions. All you guys that are going to watch, if you've got any questions for me, about my family, about my business, about, how it started, anything like that, let me know, because I'm hoping to be on for about an hour or so. I'll probably get on for 15 to 30 minutes just talking and just hanging out with you guys. And then I'll be doing the drawings. And I believe I believe we're going to have a good turnout. I think I've already got 100 people, I believe, in the drawings already. Here's something exciting. I've been writing down all the names. Quick, do you see your name? Did you pause it? No, look. I've been writing down all the names. Almost got the second page full. Gonna be a bunch of people. I'm hoping most of them will show up tonight. I want to hang out with you guys. I want you to ask me questions. How do I send you a picture of what I would like made? Beth, whatever you would like, you can send it to me in Messenger. You can send it to me in Crazything Messenger, or you can send it to me in Eddie Milburn's Messenger. Either one, I'll get it. I don't get notifications on my Crazything Messenger. My wife will get those first. But either way, I should get the picture. I just may not respond immediately, whereas I would probably respond better on my personal one. It's up to you. You can send me the pictures there. There's Tammy. She's here. What is the name of your YouTube page? Mike, just search Crazything Art. Okay, all one word. Perhaps anybody here that's watching, if they have it on there, they could comment a link. Got my long last name too. It's right, Ronald. And if you in anything, I'm sure I'll mess up the pronunciation of your name. I'll apologize now. I'm an airbrush artist, not a name pronunciator, reader, words and stuff. Those are hard. Now I'm trying to decide what I want to put on here. I want to do the eagle. What do you think? You like eagles? Anybody here like eagles? Look, Jennifer's put the YouTube for you. You got that, Mike? Let's see. I think I can do an eagle on here. I done one once before and it sold pretty quick. Kind of miss it. I like it. Alright, Derek said he loves eagles, so that's good. Sorry. Got messages on there. Gotta get rid of it. Popping up in the middle of everything. Alright. So, I've got my white here. Everything's pre-mixed. It's about 50-50 with the reducer and the white paint. Because I've already been working today. I've got a license plate over there that I can't show you yet. Alright, look at Samantha. She's on it. Julie says, I love the bangles. I can make you one. Alright, Mike got it. Skull eagle. Wouldn't that look wild? But that would be more of a specific order, because I got a feeling that I'd have a hard time selling it to the masses. But I like the idea, Pam. Good morning, Eric. Alright. Alright, I'm going to flip over. Ronald likes the gun I got. Well, thanks, Ronald. Iwata Eclipse. I've made videos of these too. Alright guys, I'm going to start off. I've probably told you this before and you may be sick of hearing it. This is art, guys. This is freehand art. There's no stencils. I'm going to look for center of this plate. If I'm off one way or the other, I'm okay with that. If I've got a customer that isn't okay with that, they're probably not going to be a customer of mine for very long, because I'm not going to get out a measuring tape and I'm not going to make sure it's exact and on and on and on. I'm just not doing it, guys. That's not who I am. So I'm going to guess at center. And I'm going to start with one of the things that eagles are very well known for. This also kind of helps me see how my paint's doing before I start getting into any details. Got a nice fat beak. Alright. I know I'll expand that out and make it a little bit bigger. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Hey everybody that's just joining. I'm just going to get the layout for it. I'm spitting and sputtering just a little bit. That could either be a dirty needle, or I may need to be reduced just a little bit more. If it doesn't straighten up a little bit, you can always reduce it a little more, and it'll help. You can use these holes that are already in the license plate as a guide as well. Like I took this line and went straight over to the edge of that one, so I could do the same here. And that'll help you get pretty close. I'm going to widen out. So I'm doing a lot of spraying with a lot of spit and sputter, okay? I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but I'm not liking the lines. Can you see? See if I can get it up here. Can you see a lot of the overspray on the camera? I don't know if you can. It's a little fuzzier than normal, and I don't like that. I can see the little sparkles around it. Okay? So that tells me I'm spraying a little off. Eric says, is that up for action or is that a commission? Honestly, I'm just making this one for this video, and then I will put it up on my Etsy page for sale. It is not a commission piece. I did a commission piece this morning, and now I'm just kind of enjoying myself and having fun, and I wanted to do something for you guys so that I could talk to you. I wanted to remind everybody that's here that it's 7 o'clock tonight, Eastern Standard Time. That's my time. It's 7 o'clock tonight. I will be going live on my YouTube, and I will be having a free drawing. If you want to enter, be sure to go to my YouTube and do that. Facebook does not like that I'm doing this. They restricted my accounts. They've pretty much killed my post. I've made posts that would normally get 100 likes, and I get 2 or 3. There's just not being visible. I hate to hear that. I will always continue to post as much on Facebook as they allow, but I'm also going to use every venue I can. That is why I have a TikTok channel that Jennifer helps me with tremendously. That's why I have a website that is also taken care of and updated quite often. I have a little bit of Twitter. I have an Instagram. I have Facebook, where I'm at currently. And now I'm working on building my YouTube. Okay? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time consuming. But I'm doing the best I can for everybody. I want all my stuff out there. What is your Instagram? I believe it's at Crazything Art. It may be, if it's not, it's at Crazything42724. One of those two. Alright, I am going to just add a few drops, probably maybe 7-8 drops of reducer to thin my paint out just a little bit more, because it's not really spraying the way I want it. I want to make sure that I get in here and do some crisper lines here shortly, because I want to actually show you guys some feathers. Okay, I don't want this eagle to just be a big white blob with the beak on it, right? Put some skill on it. What do you think? So, I got me a new brush from the ones you have seen last time. It's always a good idea to update your equipment, especially little stuff like paint brushes. I got me a new paintbrush. That's what I use to mix everything with. So now, if you think about it, I've mixed that paint, but inside the gun itself is still my old stuff with no mixture, no reducer. So what I do is I go down here to my rags I have down here, and I spray some paint. That will help me get rid of some of the thicker paint. So now I should be in or close to the good stuff, the gold. So now we can go back in here. And like I said, I'm going to see how it does. I'm going to start widening this beak. I want the beak to be a little bigger. Everybody knows them bald eagles, they got huge beaks, right? Something to think about while you're laying this out and while you're working on it, okay? To be mindful of, I'll give you some information on mistakes I've made. Don't go all the way to the edges with your artwork, okay? Linda, all right, well, you have a wonderful day. Maybe I'll get to see you at 7 tonight on my YouTube. Now, the reason why you don't want to go all the way to the edges is because a lot of people have different kind of the plate holders, and a lot of the plate holders will actually go around the rim of the plate, so it'll be covering up your artwork. So I try to stay, I mean, it's okay if you do it, but don't put anything like really important on those edges in case there's a chance it gets covered up. Now I want this eagle to look kind of mean looking. Okay. So I'm going to start adding some texture. I don't want this one to look too realistic. I'm just going to have fun with it. I'm doing this for you guys. So I just want to enjoy it. You guys see it okay? Super Bowl weekend. I didn't even know. I wasn't aware. And maybe it explains why I've been doing so much football stuff lately. I used to play football. I enjoy it. I enjoy it as a sport. I don't watch it much. I don't have a problem with people that do. If that's what they enjoy. This is what I enjoy right here. I really love it because, I got awesome people like you to watch. You don't want to go too big with the eyes. I want to make sure that they're predominant. But if you go too big, it'll end up looking like an owl. Them owls, they got them big eyes, right? You got to watch that. Make sure it stays looking like an eagle. Make sure you keep a shadow at the top of that eye. That'll really help give it that depth. Peace of mind. That's correct. That is correct, Eric. It is definitely a good peace of mind when I'm airbrushing. I'll usually turn music on and the rest of the world will disappear. do you think, guys? Is it starting to look like an eagle yet? Can you see it good? So first time on, or is all your work freehand? Or do you use stencils? Tony, I try not to ever use stencils. I don't even like using tape. Maybe that's kind of cheesy. I even sign my canvases and I sign my work with my airbrush so that I can say it's 100% airbrushed, even my signatures. That is just me and my personal beliefs. Some people believe it doesn't matter as long as you get the end results, but that's just not who I am. This is Createx. I'm using the opaque Createx white today. I have my other gun is the Createx black. Freehand all the way, Ronald, that is right. And like I said, I'm not going to knock anybody. As long as you're airbrushing, dude, have a great time with it. When I first started, I've never bought a stencil, but when I first started, I would cut some out and try to make my own different things. So, I mean, I have used them, but I really didn't like the fact that you can buy, let's use a skull for an example. If you bought a skull stencil and I put it on an item and I sprayed it, then somebody else also has that skull stencil. Somebody else is making the same one I did. I know that you can make it your own after you've stenciled it, but I can make it my own. And you know, if you're using stencils, that's fine, but work towards veering further away from them so that you're not relying on them. I think that's a big key. If you're going to use them, you don't want to have to rely on them. You guys, I'm sorry about the wind. There's nothing I can do about that. I'll try to speak up so you can hear me well. Like I said, I'm just going to have fun with this one. It's not a customer piece. There's nobody asked me to do this, so I can just enjoy it. Kind of do whatever I want, whatever I'm feeling at the moment. Sometimes those are the best pieces, you know. There's no stress involved, no anxiety about getting it right. I'm just making this for this video. If I don't like it, I'll take black paint and go right over it. The wind is crazy. That's right. Yeah, William. You're not, what, 3 miles from me, right? Something like that? I'm assuming you're still in the same place. I've got a metal roof, so anything that hits it, whether it's wind or rain or whatever, it'll let you know. There's quite the echo to it. What do you think? Getting there? All right. I'm gonna make sure he gets his mouth. Try to check in with you guys. I lived in Colorado. It's really windy here. My son is 3. He said it's going to blow him away. Well, I hope not. If it blows him to Kentucky, I'll keep my eye out for you. Okay. Now, here's where you got to kind of decide how much detail you want to put in on this. The feathers around the eyes of the eagle, they are very, very tiny. I'm right down the road from you and the wind was blowing my car when I came through picking up my daughter. Well, be careful out there, that's for sure. Definitely gotta pay a little closer attention on windy days. And it'll just gust and jerk you around. The feathers, they're pretty small when you get up here close to the beak and close to the eye. So a lot of little bitty dagger strokes and textures in there. And if you leave too much black, then it's going to look like the holes in between the feathers are so deep, and you don't really want to do that either. I know that a lot of that doesn't make sense unless you've been airbrushing, but I just want some sort of good texture going. Trick the eye and let it think that there's little bitty feathers right there, right? I like these because each one has their own little personality. Louisiana. Beth says it's looking good. What PSI am I using? Usually, yeah, I'm right around 25 to 30. That's about average. Usually 30 or higher is good for clothes, shirts and hoodies and such. I'm just barely on that trigger, making little bitty feathers. I'm gonna hold this up close to you guys so you can get a sneak peek, because I don't know how well you can see it, how it's going so far. Is he looking kind of mean? Is he getting there? Can you see around the eyes? Getting there, right? Let me check and make sure I'm not missing any questions. For some reason I couldn't find the bell on your page to send a notification for when you go live, but maybe it's just the user. I'm kind of new to the whole thing. I'm kind of new myself. I know I hear a lot of people say it, but I have hit it on other people's pages and I do get notifications. A lot of it is how often you check your notifications, because that's kind of my fault. I'll see notifications for when people have went live 3 hours ago. That's my fault. But it'll be 7 o'clock tonight. If it helps, it's 1:48 right now, my time. It'll be 7 o'clock tonight, my time. Like I said, my intentions are for the free drawing to go live, and I want to be on there for a little bit. I want to hang out with some of you guys. I want to grab a bunch of you guys and put you all together so we can talk and do like a meet the family and answer any questions you might have, that kind of thing. And then of course I want to do the drawing. I'm excited. I'm excited for the drawing. There's a lot of people in it. It's so cool to see who's going to win something and where it's going, and if I know who they even are. A lot of times they're previous customers, or it might be somebody new who's never seen my work before. I sent the picture of the truck on your Facebook. Okay, well, thank you very much. I will have to check that out in a bit. thinking of doing a live feed, but it seems like all the spot are taken. Always room for more. Okay, the feathers, they will start to get a little bigger when you start getting further away from the eyes. I'm going to try to give enough detail where you can tell that the feathers are getting larger and longer. And I'm not trying to match each side. I don't want it to be perfect, okay? You wouldn't know where to start with a live stream. Tony, my advice is the same thing that I told myself. Just hit the button and see what happens. You can always delete it, you know, or whatever. Go live for a few minutes, see how well it works. If you don't like it, turn it off and delete it, you're okay. I will be going live for the free drawing at 7 o'clock tonight. Make sure you guys are checking it out. Make sure you have entered. To enter that one, all you gotta do is go to my YouTube and comment. Comment on my YouTube video. I will write your name down. I will put it in the drawing. All I'm gonna do during the drawing is I'm gonna pick out numbers. Hey, look, it's number 147, and that number is, and look down the list of names there, and that'll be how I do it. Don't know who it's gonna be. I like to get kind of wild with my feathers. I don't want it to be symmetrical. To me, that's not even close to real. That's cartoony. So I want to stay away from that. Some people may like that look. That's okay. But it's not the look I'm going for. I want him to look kind of pissed off. Tell you, with not to get too political, but with some of the things going on, can you blame him for being pissed off? Now here's where you gotta be careful. See where I'm going up and down? It's so easy to hit the end of that. Have you noticed I'm not running my nozzle on the end? See if I can show you. Maybe against my hat. That is a needle on the end of that airbrush gun. You hit that needle against something, you're gonna be in trouble. Gotta go get the kids. See you tonight. All right, Will. I look forward to it. You get any questions for me later, be sure to come in and ask. Good luck in the drawing, buddy. What I was saying, just watch that tip. You get into what you're doing and you're not thinking and paying attention, real easy to mess up. Watch that tip. Barbara, thank you. She says it looks amazing. Samantha, that's the YouTube video. Samantha, you're awesome. Thank you very much for being helpful. I can only do so much. I can't airbrush and talk and chew gum and walk, and I mean all that stuff's hard. Anybody that'll give me a helping hand, I appreciate it. Tony was asking where to start with live feeds. It is so easy because I spend every day out here by myself just airbrushing, and I get into a whole new world, a whole different world, and everybody else don't exist, and I've got to tell myself, hey, there's a camera. These guys are watching you. You need to communicate with them. And I've been there. That's why I was scared to use microns regularly. I've never had a micron, but I don't have a need for one either. Especially on my white though, I won't run it with the cap on it. I don't like having it on there, it's in the way. So my feathers, they get a little bit bigger once you get outside. Get down here towards the bottom. Make sure they start getting bigger. He's looking pretty fluffed up, right? Shadows, they all give him some depth. Kind of gives different layers. The reason it looks like there's different layers is because I'm putting different layers. Tony says, I love my micron. I've debated on it a few times, but I just don't have a need for it. It's a little pricey for me for something that I don't really need. Try to help as much as I can. I have a small business doing chalk and custom orders with my Cricut. I can only do so much when I'm doing orders on lives. Well, I'm glad you're very understanding and very helpful. I do appreciate that. If there's anybody that is interested in this piece, let me know. Because he will be done here shortly. I will be putting this on my Etsy page. Alright, quick look before I get my black out. How's he looking? Does he look mean? Arr. Does he look like he can fly? I think the cool part is when I'm done, I know you can see it on camera and everything, but imagine that on the front of a vehicle. Like, ooh, you know, I like it. Some people, they see stuff like that in a store that's got like maybe it's got a little flying eagle on it. Oh, that looks so good in a store. But then you put it on your car and it just kind of disappears. Like, where'd it go? It's so small. But that way, you need something big and bold that says, hey, I'm parked right here. Look at me. Right? Pam says it's wicked. Thanks, JC. Thanks, Eric. Alright, now what I need to do, which I should have done before I made the video, but I need to mix up some color. The issue with the color is I have a dark brown in my gun right now. I don't need dark brown in my gun right now. But I'll show you a trick that I do. I have some old reducer. This bottle is probably a year or two old. I don't use it in my paint because I'm not sure about its age, but I will use it to flush out my colors. I'm not gonna throw it away, I'm gonna put it to use. Jennifer says it's beautiful. Barbara, my husband is Native American, he would love that. Well, you know what? It'll be on my Etsy page shortly, and it will be at a reduced price because it's not a custom job. Anytime I make something for stock, it's a little bit cheaper because, you know, I'm not making it specific for anybody. I'm doing it in my own free time whenever I get a wild hair and feel like doing it, and I get to have a little bit more fun with it. But Barbara, imagine buying something that you actually get to show him the video of it being made. That's kind of cool too. I've had a couple of those instances on here before. where the customer got to see what I did while I done it. That was cool. I'm gonna take a rag and I'm gonna clean out what I can. Spray what's in the bottom of the gun out. Since I'm going from a dark brown to a yellow for this beak, I need to make sure it's flushed out really good. So again, I'm using the old reducer. If you don't have old reducer, that's fine. You can clean it out and do a full clean if you need to. What I don't recommend doing is spraying all your color out and then adding your next color in thinking that it's all done. I've done that. It wasn't pretty. About the time you think you got it right is when you find out there was a little bit of the other color mixed in. You go from like a yellow and blue and all of a sudden you got a green tint to everything. And it'll be like right at the end, about the time you're finishing up. Just the way it goes. You can probably see my colorful easel here. There's a lot of times I will take and spray it out on it. Spray it down here just to make sure, you know, right now I'm going for clear. I want it to be clear. And it is. It's very clear. So that's good. Now I'm ready. Now decisions. Some guy owns a lot of yellow. Oh man, there's some orange. What color do I use? Okay, well here's what I'm thinking. I've heard that in heavy sunlight, fluorescence can really fade quicker than most of your other ones, so I'm going to put that up. I always tell you guys to shake your paint. I'm going to look at these. I've got a detail yellow from Wicked, a Wicked golden yellow from Wicked, yeah, and an opaque yellow from Createx. And guess what? I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I believe this one is the brightest color. And since this is going on the front of a car and something that you're going to look at a distance, I want the bright color. Be careful with the lint from the rag. That is correct. That's a good point. That's why I use old shirts, so that it's a good like cotton rag, because the paper towels, when I first started using those, I would get bits and pieces of the paper towel where it breaks down so fast. As soon as it gets wet, it starts breaking down. The rags won't do that. You are right. It is something to watch for. That's a good point. I'm going to use straight yellow and see how well that works. I'm going to put my lid on because I'm horrible about forgetting that. I'm not using a lot of paint here, and I'm not doing a lot of details with my color. I'm just adding the color. So I'm going to try it without reducer and show you guys. Spray a little bit down here, make sure it's right. I don't see any brown in that. I don't know if it was on camera or not. So guys, watch this. I'm not saturating it. Staying close so I don't get any yellow overspray where I don't want it. Keep it nice and tight. Don't hit your dark spots too much since you're using such a light color. Tell me that don't stand out. Come on, huh? Now the eyes. That wasn't me, that was a truck. Promise. Okay. I'm going to try to to just mist the eyes so they're not quite as bright. Pull back a little bit, just kind of mist them. Okay, so I'm not real saturating it with the color. I'm gonna go back now that this has had a moment to get tacky. We'll go back and hit some of it up. When you get to about this spot, you need to do something that I have trouble remembering a lot, and that is to take a moment to stop looking at it. Give it a minute. Don't look at it. You've been staring at it all this time, and it's real easy to miss something major. So, you know, you give it a minute and then look back at it. Make sure there's nothing that's off that you don't like about it. You'd be amazed at what difference that makes. So now I've got my black. Oh, but Crazything, why do you need your black? There's no black on an eagle's head. Well, this done correctly will really bring out different spots on it. Okay. Let me show you guys. I'm gonna hypnotize you here for a second. Stare into his eyes. See those eyes? See what that looks like? Not that it looks bad, but they're a little foggy. Well, an eagle's eyes aren't foggy. Hopefully my black is running good. Always test it down here on something else, no problem. I'm going to shadow the brows first. I want a nice deep shadow. Then fog it out a little bit. You don't want a big hard line there. So I want to make sure there is an obvious shadow. Now I want to hit them pupils. I do want a nice hard line on the pupils. I want it to be good and distinct and clean. Now I want to go around the outside. I'm hitting up dark spots that were already there. I'm just making them darker. All right. So now, look at the difference. Can you tell the difference? Can you see how much more distinct that beak is? And how much more distinct the eyes are? I think it helped quite a bit. I'm going to add a little bit of feathers over here. I see a spot I don't like. As an artist, it drives me nuts, so we'll thicken it up a little bit right there. We'll highlight a few of the feathers to make sure that there's good texture. Sorry about that, guys. Unnecessary evil. But there is one thing that I like to do. One thing I like to do before I finish up. I like to make sure that the eyes are taken care of. A little light reflection. All right, guys, I don't know if you can see that from there. Here it comes, right at you. Look at that. Look at those eyes, they're piercing. What do you think about that, huh? I see the hearts going up. Tell me you don't love that. Imagine that on the front of your car, right? Well, I showed you how to prepare this. I showed you how to prepare the plate. I showed you what paint I used, and I let you watch the process of me making it. The next step that I won't be doing on camera is I'm going to set this over to the side with my other one I have over there, and I'm going to let it dry for a while. Sometimes I'll let them dry overnight. And then I'm going to take my clear coat. I don't even have it out here at the moment. I'm going to take my clear coat, I'm going to cover it with clear coat and let that dry. I'm going to take pictures of it and I'm going to put it on my Etsy page. Whoever wants it can have it. It will be at a reduced price, but I am done with it. And I'm also done with this video. You guys like it? You love it? Want some more of it? Well, it's probably, be careful. Can't be doing no singing, it's copyright. Then people be wanting record deals, and I don't have time to be in a studio singing. I've got artwork to make. I've got artwork to make for you guys, okay? So I'm gonna get off here. 7 o'clock tonight, February 11th. It's 7 o'clock tonight. I will be doing my live video on YouTube. So any of you guys that have not got on there and entered, all you gotta do is go onto my YouTube at Crazything Art and comment on my video. Okay, that's it. Easy. Hopefully I'll see a bunch of you here in a couple hours. You need anything, let me know. I'm gonna get off here and I'm gonna clean these guns out and take care of business. Anybody that wants this, you can also, you know, if you really have to have it and you don't want to take a chance on anybody else getting it, let me know. You can message me. I'm going to put my Etsy on here right now. Before I forget, it'll be in the comments. If anybody else can beat me to it, that's fine as well. Okay, I think I got it right. Alright guys, I'm going to get off here. Thanks for all that you do. Guys, I need the views. I need you to push buttons for me, okay? Hit the like button. Comment something. Anything. Whatever you want to comment. I don't care. Every single comment helps. I can only do this with you. Alright guys, lots to do. I'm going to get off here. I'll see you later.